My name is Angel Soliveris, and I'd like to welcome you to the show, Making a Connection in Lancaster. Today we have a very special guest. Cindo Lopez is with us today. He is the president of Salsa Youth Baseball, better known as the Spanish American Lancaster Sports Association. Welcome to the show, Cindo. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, Angel.
Cindo, for the benefit of our viewers, tell them a little bit about yourself. How long have you been involved with salsa baseball? And tell us what it is.
Well, salsa is something that you don't eat it or dance it. It's salsa is a sports organization or a club.
Okay.
And we just deal with sports for youth. We start at 7 years old and we go all the way to 15 years old.
Okay. And you've been involved with the organization for, 12 years since it started?
Well, the organization was born in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
And the first year, all we did was organize it. And we took the field in 2001.
2001?
With a group of baseball.
Okay.
That's what we started. So later we went into basketball. So right now on sports we just do baseball in the spring and summer and fall and basketball in the winter.
Okay. And what age group did you start out with, the first team that you started out with?
We had really, there was a lot of kids. They just came in with all different ages. They started, they were from 7 all the way to 12, 13, I believe. It just, it was, what we did is just like kind of clinics.
Okay.
And then we set up some teams among ourselves, and then later when we took the field, we didn't play against each other. We just joined the Lancaster County League.
Okay.
And we've been with the Lancaster County Youth League. It was a former Penn Manor League for about 10 years.
10 years. And originally the organization started with you, and who else was involved in that, the inception?
Well, it was a group of friends that I decided that I called, and I told them my concern. Mm-hmm. And the group was Walter Chuquimia was one of the members, Luis Mendoza was one of the members, and Dennis Walker was. Dennis Walker is still currently with the program.
And the reason you started this particular league was why?
Well, I was involved with softball for adults, and then I knew about the programs of baseball outside the city, and with the programs outside the city, they were coming into the city, and they picked up the cream of the youth. And I said, well, what happened to the other kids? Well, there was other programs that they were in the city, but then they kind of started dying out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So then in 1998, I knew that the last bit of program of baseball that it was in the city was going to be finished. So I called this group of friends and I said, right, can we do it? So we did, and here we are.
Okay, and what teams do you play against in your league? What are some of the teams that you play against? What schools?
Well, the league is composed of, it's not really schools, it's just other clubs like us. Mm-hmm. And they're all over the county. It's just like Conestoga Valley, some of the Mountville, Columbia, Hempfield, Manor Ridge.
Okay.
There's I think it's 22 clubs. Wow. that make up the league.
Okay. And where's your home field at?
Our home field is called Davy Arnold Field. A lot of people don't know that it's called Davy Arnold Field, but it's the Washington Elementary School field.
Okay. Right there on Chesapeake and Ann?
Chesapeake and Marshall.
And Marshall. All right. So 12 long years you've been doing this. And I know a lot of people are wondering what keeps you going involved in this group for 12 years, because I know we all know you don't get paid for doing what you
well,
do.
that's what keeps me going, the pay.
The pay?
Yes. No, it's, I don't know. It's a question that I don't have an answer. Almost everybody that talks to me about why do I do it, my answer is I really don't know.
Okay.
It's just a passion for the game, and looking at the kids, happy when they win and cry when they lose, and it's a combination.
A lot of passion.
Yeah, it's a combination that some people might think, why are you happy if they cry? Well, that means that they're with it.
Yeah, they got feelings for the game.
They have feelings for the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What would you say has been one of your greatest achievements with the kids since you started out?
Well, the first thrill came in 2005 when we won the first championship in the league on the division that we were in. And in that year, really, we won two. There were two different, because they're different age groups. So that's why we're not called a league, because we don't play against each other. But when we play against somebody else, and you see the thrill of those kids when they won that championship.
It's like the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
That's right. We have been on both ends.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good learning experience, I think, for young people.
That year we went undefeated. That particular team went undefeated. Both of them. They just played. I think it was 19 games. And but there was another team. I think it was a year later that didn't win a game.
Okay.
So
if you had to do things all over again, what would you do differently? Anything?
Actually, I think I've been pretty much satisfied with what has been achieved.
Okay. When you think about the last 12 years, what are you most proud of?
Most proud of that I've been really everything. The kids, the coaches, the help that I receive from the coaches. They're really the ones that do all the work with the kids. It's just I'm just a guy who does the field.
Yeah. Well, you're not just a guy that does the field, because every group needs a leader. And when I talk to the coaches, they always point to you as that leader that keeps them going and stuff. So you certainly do have a lot to do with the organization and the success of the organization. And I know people appreciate that. You guys have accomplished, what, at least 5 championships in those 12 years?
I believe it was 205, yes. Either 5 or 6. I know we have one this year. And so I believe it's maybe 5. I lost count now.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the support of the community. How has that been over the last 12 years? And I know when you first get started, it's a little weak and stuff, but have you felt it coming on stronger as the years go by, or would you like to see more support, or?
Well, probably we should have, I feel that we should have more support, but you also have to look at how much we have approached the community to do it. It's also another angle. So it's 2 angles.
It's still work in progress is what you're trying to say then. And funding for the organization, how does that come about?
Well, we went to different groups, and most of them had been with us for that long period of time. They just keep on coming back. I imagine they like what we're doing.
Okay.
And then in 2005, the Barnstormers joined the bandwagon, and they have been the ones that have given us a lot of support.
So you got good sponsorships then. Do you remember the kids from the first team? And do you stay in touch with them?
Yes, there's some. I still have some pictures, some clippings of the newspaper when they came out, and we had one that went all the way from that very first at bat that he had on the tee. That I have. There's a picture of him until he finished when he was 15 years old.
15? And that's usually the age where kids move on to a different league
They
at 15.
move on for the simple reason that we don't have a team that will support, that will go 15 years up. For the reason is that we don't have a ballpark.
Right.
They move on into the regular baseball
Regular
field.
leagues.
Yeah.
Okay. Out of those kids, have any of them made it to college level or major league level yet?
Not yet.
Not
Right
yet.
now, we have one that I think is in his second year at Kutztown College, and he started with us. I believe he was 8 or 9. So
Okay.
he played at McCaskey High, and then he moved into Kutztown College.
This year, you have a lot of your kids are 14 now, I believe, right? Are they going to be moving on?
We
or-
had 6 of them
Six?
that will move on
Okay.
to high school, hopefully.
Do you have a waiting list for other kids waiting to come on the team, or how do you replace 6 kids when you lose them like that?
Not quite. We just go on and hope that they come. And right now, we're filling in 4 teams for the fall.
Oh, for the fall, you have a fall league.
We have a fall league that'll start now right after school starts.
Tell us about the fall league. When does it start? When does it end?
The fall league starts at the first weekend after Labor Day, and it ends in October. So we have about 6-7 weeks of baseball.
Okay. And one big question that always comes up: do the kids have to be Latinos to play on this team?
Not really.
That's
No, it just evolved that way. Probably because it has the Spanish American name on it.
Right.
But the salsa was probably invented hopeful. We were hopeful that there will be a mix.
More diverse.
Just like a salsa. It's
Right.
just it's a mix of things.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but we had some.
Okay. And registrations, has that been a problem with getting kids on the team?
Well, what we did was that we made a pledge among ourselves that if we didn't have a coach, we will not sign up any kids, because why sign them up and then tell them
Right,
we
you don't-
don't have anything? So if we have the coaches, we'll sign them, and then we'll just go and approach them.
Okay. And how big of a coaching staff do you have, Cindo?
We just had a coaches meeting not long ago to go for the program in the fall, and this is the most that we ever had. And I think it was about 12 or 13 people that are interested in coaching.
Okay.
Some teams, for the first time ever, are going to have about 4 coaches. It was usually 1 coach, 1 team.
Right. And they're all volunteers, like we said in the beginning.
They're all volunteers.
Excellent. And I understand you've had girls on this team as well. And some of the girls were pretty good, huh?
Right now we have 2 girls, and I believe that we're going to try 1 more.
Okay. And how do they compare with the guys? They hold their own?
Oh, they hold their own.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. When you think about your career as head of this organization, what kind of thoughts go through your mind? You have that chance to kind of reflect 12 years of doing what you're doing. What comes through your mind?
No, I don't. Really, I don't reflect on what happens. I'm just like a football coach. I'm about 1 year ahead, trying to figure out what to do for the following year. Right now, we're set up for the fall, so I'm thinking of what we're going to do in the spring.
Okay, so you don't spend a lot of time reflecting on the past.
No, just.
This year, you guys came pretty close to winning the championship again, right? You lost it by one game, was it?
Now, we had one team that went all the way and won a championship, and then another one went on the playoffs, and they lost on the semifinals. And then another team, they lost in the first round. So
Okay.
the three teams went into the end.
Okay. The youngest kid that you have on the team, what are they? What age do they start out at?
The youngest is 7 years old.
7. And they usually stay on the team for several years.
They move on. They start 7 and 8. We start training them, and then they move on into a team at 9 and 10 years old, and then they compete in the league. The 7 and 8 year olds can compete, but it's a different type of game on there.
Right.
And then on 9 and 10 years old are together, then 11 and 12, and 13 and 14.
Okay. When you think about the kids, what positive influences you think this organization has been for them? Can you think of any that might not have been stayed in the straight and narrow, or if they wouldn't have been involved with the team, would they have been falling into pitfalls in this, from the streets, or any idea?
Well, I don't know. I hope that we had created a good atmosphere for them. So it's only a wish, I guess.
Okay, and you had quite a few of your kids that are going to be moving on, like I said, because of their ages. Do you have kids already lined up for this replacement, or
Yes.
not yet?
Well, this is what the fall league is about.
Okay.
Fall league is our spring training.
Oh.
Since spring here is pretty late.
Yeah.
I mean, when the weather breaks and it gets warm, we're ready to play ball. So we have to train in the fall, and that's what we're doing. We're going to be training our kids now in the fall for the spring.
Okay. And do you play the same league, the same teams that you play in the spring, or different?
It depends. They're different. They have a person who does the scheduling. Sometimes there's some of them have created a rivalry.
Really?
So we played about the same teams. We either enjoy playing them and they enjoy playing us.
Okay.
And sometimes we miss some of them.
Yeah. All right. So if you had, if anybody out there that's watching is interested in playing baseball for Salsa, who would they contact to be able to participate in this league?
Well, they can contact me or contact the secretary.
Okay. Do you have a contact number that you want to give out?
Yes, they can contact me at 717-201-2859, and they can contact the secretary. I believe it's 393-1135.
I'm sure you guys are always looking for new sponsors as well, and trying to get people to come out to the ballpark to support these kids. Do you think that's really important for the fans to come out and really show their support for a young team like this?
Oh yes, it is. It is important that we have fans. One thing about youth baseball is that you don't get too many fans. You get family.
Families usually the
families,
big support.
The families, and then they're related to somebody else, and related to somebody else. But it's a family program.
Yeah. And I think that goes along with the whole coaching staff. You guys are more like a big family out there. I know your wife is a big part of your success as well, which you've mentioned many times. What kind of support would you say she's given you over the years?
Oh yeah, she's my right-hand person.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one to keep me.
Keeps you in line?
Mm-hmm, keep me in line.
Well, Cindo, thank you so much for being here today and sharing information about your organization. We always look forward to it, and I'm hoping that we get you more support out there. We're going to talk about Salsa and continue to try to help you and your organization, because we know how important it is for the kids and to keep them off the streets and keep them doing positive things. We're strong believers that if you give kids something to do, keep them busy, especially something that they enjoy doing, that they will come out on top. Unfortunately, like we always do in this program, we always run out of time. But once again, I want to thank you for being here. Is there anything you would like to mention to the Spanish community in Spanish to address a little bit about the team, or anything that's coming up, anything new?
Well, necesitamos el support de la comunidad hispana. Pueden venir, jugamos en el Parque Washington, como dije, y en la primavera, desde abril hasta junio, hay juego todos los días. Así es que alguien está jugando en el Parque Washington. Gracias.
Okay. I would also like to thank our guests for being here today, and also the viewers for watching, because without you, these programs would not be possible. So please stay tuned for more interesting topics and guests in the weeks ahead. Thank you, and have a great day.